Oh, okay, okay. So I thought you were not a connection of Uno-san yet.
Oh, he just concealed.
I'm not.
Oh,
but
she concealed.
somehow was invited.
Face. You
Thank
concealed
you
your.
for.
Huh? What?
Thank you for let me join. I will listening. I will be listening.
Okay.
Only
Hi,
listen.
Takuma-san. Hi, Uno-san.
Are
Please
you
continue. I don't want to disturb you.
okay? Well, we are about to start. We
Yeah,
have been
just,
talking about
program.
the series and the program and what we're going to do in this series.
Hmm.
So we're about to get started.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go to start.
All right. Good afternoon. Today is May 27th, and we are about to start something exciting, something new. We are about to kick off a series that we're still discussing the scope, but what we are intending to do is to have a look at culture and European culture, Japanese culture, and try to draw comparisons between the two of them. Not only contemporary culture, but also cultural history. And in today's session, I plan to have a look at European history. Go through it in very quick steps. Look at the highlights. And basically, those should be ingredients that kind of explains as our culture. Where does it come from? Which elements in history played a role in today's European culture? Because that's kind of like fits into your DNA. It doesn't just go away. This is something that evolves over time, and that becomes part of your culture, and thereby it becomes part of our identity. So today we will have a look at European history and try to draw parallels with culture, and we try to look at a number of important ideas. For example, philosophy or important ideas that shaped the history of European culture.
When did you prepare this material?
Last night, this morning. Well, I have been actually. The thing is that I have been looking at many things, but I didn't know exactly how to get started. So I have been collecting links and materials left, right, and center, but without actually putting it into a presentation. So
yeah, I saw that. So that's the reason why I decided to recommend you to use my material.
Right.
Not easy.
Right. So that's
why easy? Because why difficult? Because if you consider European Japanese culture, but actually, what is Japanese culture? This is very difficult.
Right.
What is Japanese culture? This is I written down book, Disappeared Japanese Spirit.
Right.
And this is a disappeared spirit, but Japanese culture based on those disappeared spirit.
Right.
So if you're just talking about Japanese culture, very difficult to dig into detail why they are doing that.
Right, but so there is of course an evolution in culture, both in Europe and in Japan. That means that basically the culture as it, for example, existed in Europe in the Victorian age is completely different as the cultures exist today in the Victorian age. That's actually the period, let's say the 19th century.
Oh, 19th century.
Yeah.
By the way, since 19th century, they never respect Japanese people. Why? Even if
they never respect Japanese people.
Yeah, lose Japan won, but European people never respect Japanese people. Only Turkey, yes. Only Asian country, yes, but none of European country never respect Japanese.
Well, I think that basically, of course, there is a very strong Eurocentrism, and that is not something that is based on European tradition. We will see today that actually, of course, Europe is also has come from a behind position, but at that time there was a 100% European hegemony. At least in the eyes of the Europeans, because they were controlling the world. They had divided up the world in colonies, and they were trying to exercise their influence. Basically, Asia was there to be colonized. That was the general thinking of publics of the people in Europe. We in the Netherlands had many colonies, and
European people colonized Asian countries,
right,
except including China, but except Japan.
Right, but because we could get a much better deal in Japan, then we could actually benefit from exclusive trade relations without having the need to invest any money into controlling that country, because that costs a lot of money. Colonialism, especially for us, was a matter of economics.
But Japanese are not colonized.
Right, because and when they were threatened to be colonized, they were smart enough to find a opportunistic foreign power that would actually help them to fend off European interests. So Japan very smartly chose the Netherlands, who were up and rising nation, to help to kick out the Portuguese and fend off any foreign influence, so that the Japanese could actually focus on their internal affairs and not be bothered by anybody else.
About Edo era?
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know you Dutch people or Japanese people, but in Italy or France and German,
right, all
all those people, they are discriminate they are against Japanese people. Right?
I don't recognize that, I must say. I don't know how but I don't know what you mean when you say we discriminate Japanese.
What more simply saying neglect us.
Yeah, but that's something
else.
else.
A good example is G7. Okay.
Right.
Abe joined this G7.
Right.
But nobody recognized him.
But that's nothing to do with discriminating Japan. That has more to do with Abe.
Why?
Well, because Abe doesn't have anything significant to tell or contribute or a strong opinion.
Right. This is every kind of meeting, every kind of consortium, every kind of sort of things is the same.
But I think that is not a problem of discriminating or respect. It's a problem of communication and of basic framework, the way that we discuss, and we're going to talk about that later. Also, Kimoto-san raised that topic. The way that we derive a conclusion or we make progress is through debate and through discussion. And the rules of discussion are very much based on our linear active thinking, which means that we look at reality as we see it, as our subjective reality as we see it. Then we try to create a model out of that reality and put maybe some statistics and some things. So basically, we try to create a model and then persuade the other side that our vision.
Sorry, what kind of model are you talking about?
I'm talking about any kind of discussion. So what is the okay? So this is where we stand, and this is where we need to go. This is where I want to go, and I want to go there because of this and that reason. Therefore, let's go there. And the other side has their idea of this is where we stand and this is where we want to go, and these are the steps that we need to follow. Then we need to discuss, okay, first of all, do we agree on our vision of the reality? Then the second of all, we need to agree on the steps, and then we need to and thereby we can agree on the solution. But that is very much a theoretical approach that is based on abstraction. Whereas the Japanese approach is much more towards observation. So we have a big question, and we look at that question from all kinds of angles. And our views are not mutually exclusive. It's not either or. It's and. So we kind of agree what we are seeing, and then we kind of try to create a consensus. Whereas in Western, and actually the rest of the G7 thinks of, okay, it's my way or your way, not and. It's more a matter of debate. So we feel very uncomfortable in discussing and debating with the Japanese, because there is no debate, there is no counter argument.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる、専門性を持つ、英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアーツということと、それからもう一つは孫子の兵を、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって、皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、学習の午後こういうふうな研修をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えると書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料作成しております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対しても、いろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論をしております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、V キューブさんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。